Hello FMEers, this is Mark here. I just wanted to give you a quick video demonstration of something that's quite new or newly improved in FME 2020, and that is data types or attributes and their preservation in a workspace. So the scenario here, I've got FME 2019 on the left, I have FME 2020 on the right. They're both doing the same translation from map.info file into GML. And in both cases I've got the user attribute schema set to automatic, just to better show what I'm going to demonstrate. Now in 2019, if I put an attribute rename a transformer down, I can rename an attribute such as ref park ID, and because I've got no idea what that data is supposed to be for, I'm just going to change it to call it unknown. Now when I click OK, look closely at the summary annotation window there, and you'll see it's changed from ref park ID to unknown, but you'll also see that it's changed the data type as well from XML int16 to XML char 200. It's a 200 character string, and basically that's because FME isn't carrying the data type through to the writer, or not as it should anyway. So in 2020, and I think you can guess where this is going by now, I'm going to do the same thing, rename ref park ID to unknown, and again look at the summary annotation, we click OK, and it's changed it from ref park ID to unknown, but it's kept the data type, and that's really important for us. In other words, FME knows now what the data type is in that transformer, in that attribute, and being renamed didn't affect it in any way. We can look at another example, my classic combination of area calculator and statistics calculator. And I call it a classic combination because I always do this in training classes. I'm going to measure the area, calculate some statistics on it, and they all come out as XML char 200. Again, FME probably knows they're numeric, but it's not passing the information across properly. Whereas in 2020, we can see already the area calculator is coming through as a real 64, as it should be, and the statistics calculator, when we connect it up properly, will do likewise. And let's just connect that up. So we've got the minimum park, the maximum park, the mean, the total park area, and the number of parks, or the number of features. And you can see straight away that it knows now the proper data type for those. So what we did, we went through all of the transformers, we found what data type of attribute they were creating, and we made sure we stored that information and passed it through to the writer. So you can see they're all real 64s now, apart from the total number of features, which is an integer because it's going to be an integer. The number of features can't be a fraction. Why did it say int64 and not int16? Well, I'm guessing because FME doesn't know and can't possibly know how big a number you're going to throw at it. So it's gone for the maximum that it can, and that should be okay. But if it's not okay for you, you want it to be smaller because you know your values are going to be smaller, you can come back into here and switch it back to manual and change it to like a small int rather than a big int. Just to mention, the other thing you can do is if we have an attribute creator, we can create an attribute to create something at random, and I'm going to put this as a text string, and it'll know that's a text string. So yeah, I mean, fine, it used to do that anyway, but now it's doing it properly because it knows it's a text string, not just because that was the default. For example, if I say let's create this one, but make a copy of the values from, let's see, total count, that should come across as an integer. There we go, uint64, because it knows it copied that value into there. It should be an integer, not a character string. And hopefully in the future we'll have the ability to actually set the data type manually inside here if you want to. So you can say, actually, I want this to be uint16 at this point, not uint64. But that's going to be in the future, and I don't know when that might happen. But for now, in FME 2020, the summary is that rather than losing the data type as we pass it through the workspace, now we actually keep hold of that data type and pass it all the way through out to the writer and preserve that information, which I think is going to make life a lot easier for all of us. So yeah, thanks for watching.